In Kanye news, this has been one of the greatest promotional tours in the history of mankind. It will go down in history. This album might suck and flop, which everybody's going to find out probably tonight if it's actually released. Kanye West has had a outstanding promotional tour. Started off with a presidential run that wasn't a presidential run, then I'm rescinding my presidential run to I'm going to bash my wife, Harriet Tubman, and a host of many others, including his own mother-in-law, which he called Kim Jong-un. Throws Meek Mill under the bus, makes his wife look more like a whore, and that's just the tip of the iceberg in the first minute of this video. In the first minute of the video, we're not even done with all this stuff Kanye has actually stepped on to. He didn't have Dave Chappelle fly out and see him. Now he's got Dame Dash taking him to Walmart. Allegedly, he has met with a doctor. I don't know if it's the Dr. Kim brought or what have you. But he met with a doctor to declare if he's sane or not. This whole circus, all circling around his album coming out. Now, let's get to the gist of it. As we do. Kanye West accused Kim Kardashian of cheating or doing something with Meek Mill, meeting with him in a hotel to discuss prison reform, quote unquote. And the picture comes out, and now people are starting to investigate. Was there more going on here? Now you got people speculating into was Kim actually out there discussing prison reform? I'm like, you leave her in a room with Trump, and that was okay. But Meek Mill, and you gotta worry? Nah. First off, people are caught into the ideal of fame, more than anything. Like, Kim Kardashian, she's like in her 40s now, I think, or about 40. There are other younger, finer looking, more natural, have the same things Kim got. Meek just had a baby with one chick that's just like that. He didn't have Kim, he didn't have Nicki Minaj. He didn't have these type of girls. So it's like he can get one of these chicks off Instagram or anywhere. He don't need Kim Kardashian. Like especially for that purpose. Then here's the thing. Why would she be going down that avenue when she normally deals with high-end people in sports? Like they have a certain position. Meek is not one of those guys. He's coming off of prison reform, but he's tied to Jay-Z. Like when Jay say do something, he gotta move. It's a whole different thing. He won't be able to, keep up with the Kardashians, for one speak. So I don't think Meek want to go down that road anywhere. None of that fits anything that Meek is about. Now, Kanye fits her type of energy. He's into fashion and, being in those groups that she could talk to. He's not a gangster rapper. I couldn't see her, really tying herself down to a gangster rapper. She when she was young, she used to get ran through by them, like in her younger days, like 10, 12 years ago, when, somebody like The Game came along and was running that, so it's a crazy situation because it's a crazy world, but to assume that Kim Kardashian would be with Meek Mill is nothing but just, it's just plain old, I just look at it differently. I just think it's media, social media, justice. It's just like this is our like tea or whatever. I don't want to say I'm using justice in place of a word I don't want to use on YouTube. But hopefully you guys can figure that out. Now people's like, well, what is this? They've been trying to get a divorce from each other. Look, if she divorced Kanye West, right, she still gets a ton of money because he's too stupid to get a prenup. So she'll get half his money. Plus the money she's already got because he gave her part ownership in Yeezy like an idiot. So now he's gonna look more like a fool because Chris is like, we don't need Kanye now. We got part ownership of Yeezy. He can go. You ain't got to deal with his craziness no more. But she loved the family life. She loved the brand. Sounds familiar? Will and Jada? The brand. The brand becomes bigger than the relationship. The brand of being Kim Kardashian West and Kanye West because he's still looked at as an iconic character. He might freak out in office with Donald Trump and all these things, but he still has connections to pull Kim Kardashian in places where she normally wouldn't be. So, it's got a certain ring to it, like this sort of, you know, this mystique around the Kanye West. He's one of those eccentric characters that's going to stand out. And Kim Kardashian has the personality of a rock. She's not a very interesting person. People look at her and go, "Ooh, wow, she looks nice." And Kanye keep trying to change her identity and give her something of value and try to make her into a Beyonce. But you can't take a lump of coal, dress it up, and get all this work on it and turn it into a diamond. Some coals are not diamonds. It's just the gist of it. So anyway, Kanye news. How many of you out there actually believe Kim slept with Meek Mill? Hmm? And if you're Kanye, and if you're Kanye West, why does this matter to you? If you're Kanye West, why does this matter to you? Because you must want a divorce. If you want a divorce, get one. Get a divorce. Because a divorce, even though it'll be costly, will cost you a lot more than you being declared mentally incompetent, and she's your caretaker. So why have this fight for this brand go on? Because after you done aired your wife out again like this, it makes no sense to me, none whatsoever, for y'all to be in this position. Meaning that there's no reason why y'all should still be, associating with each other at this point. It's like, how do you walk back in the house and still be friends with your, come in there and still be friends with your wife or associated with your wife in this stanza? It's like, it doesn't make sense. Because in this stanza, it just, my thing is, like, you talk about your wife like this when it's over. You know what I'm saying? You don't bring up the sex tape and your mama's Kim Jong Un. All this other stuff going on. It's just you don't do all that. And then be like, they just move forward. It's like, are you kidding me? To me, that just don't make sense. But then when you deal with Kanye West, a lot of things are not going to make sense. And you got to be at peace with it because that's as close as you're ever going to get to any type of common sense. There are tons of people, man, that's out here that don't really care about how the system is and how things work and, things of that nature. But I don't know. We got to really evaluate the procedures of how we're moving forward. Yeah, when you try to get things done, it's a lot of different equations that take place that you're going to have to go through and deal with. Well, marriage is a whole different, it's a whole different avenue. And when you go down this different avenue, when you got a marriage, you can't just walk away. There's legal stipulations. My friend just had this, he's been divorced from his wife for years. But one of the terms of the divorce is that he has to sell the house. That was one of the terms in the divorce. He had to sell the house that him and his wife lived in. She's like, you can keep the money from the house. I don't want you to have another family coming up in a house that me and you share. The wife did this. So he gets to keep the money from not selling the house, but he really didn't want to sell that house. So he had the house for years, holding on to this house. Did not want to sell it. But he had to look like he was trying to sell the house. So he had to put it up and had to make sure it was out there, but he never wanted to sell. So he had people living inside of the house, renting out some of the rooms, and to pay with the bills and everything because he did not want to sell the house. But then it became too expensive to keep this going on. And then when the COVID thing hit, it just was like, let's just get rid of it. It's just she wins. I get to keep the money anyway. So I'm like, dude, I'd have sold the house the week she made that agreement. But once again, this is me. That's them. Now, the way I look at it, people got a lot of issues on the horizon. Kanye West and Kim got a barbecue or mildew. Y'all got to make a decision. You see what I'm saying? Y'all got to make a decision. And if you don't make a decision, you see what I'm saying? If y'all don't make a decision, there's going to be a major problem. I have a problem with people that's very indecisive. It drives me insane. Make a decision already. I swear to God, I was just going to say her name. Jeez. Oh. Dated someone and she could not make a decision on anything. I have to make all the decisions all the time for every little thing. A guy thinks he wants a woman and he gets to make all the decisions. Be very careful with that because it's not what you think. Okay? It is not what you think. You run into a woman like that, they don't feel comfortable making any decisions. You could say something as simple as, this is an example, what do you want to eat for dinner today? I'll be like, you know, whatever you feel like fixing, just go ahead and fix it. You already know what I eat, so whatever you're fixing, just let me know. You know what I like. Do you want like steak, mashed potatoes? Do you want like some, cornbread? Do you want this with it? Do you want? I'm like, you got to take exactly what you want to eat, or that phone conversation is going to go on for 45 to about 50 minutes long of her going down a long list of foods because she cannot make a decision. And I said, just go with it. Just do it. Go. Nope. Got to have you make that decision. So let that sink in the next time you think you want a girl that I got to make all the decisions. Oh no. You end up getting the wrong one. Yeah, that's stressful when you got to just keep making decisions. It's cool for you, but when you got to keep making them for somebody else, that becomes troublesome. So Kanye and Kim, we're gonna see more, I guess, when this album come out. If it comes out. You gotta remember, this Kanye. Supposed to come out on Friday, come out Friday another month. So anyway, don't forget, hit the like button on the video. It's free. And you guys can definitely hit the Cash App up, which is Carcino. And if you're a Patreon fan, we're still trying to get that LeBron James thing up and running. And, we ran into a lot of resistance, as you can see. They are even, tampering the live streams. Everything is just a mess right now. So we're trying to fight all of this combined with trying to give you the very best videos in the world. So if you're new here, Don't forget to subscribe to the page, hit that notification bell.